You're going to be shocked when you hear this. Kayleigh McEnany doesn't let an obnoxious, overzealous Democrat from CNN yell at her during a CNN debate. She stands her ground like a warrior. Let's find out what happened there.
After Trump's remarks today, you came out very forcefully. You wrote, the president's sudden acknowledgement is a Band-Aid on the cancer of anti-Semitism that has infected his own administration. His statement today is a pathetic asterisk of condescension. Make no mistake, the anti-Semitism coming out of this administration is the worst we have ever seen. That is a serious charge.
Whoa. I'd say that's not just a serious accusation, but a bold one. It's brave to say such rubbish to the whole country on the air. You know, it's weird that he would make such an allegation because it's a load of bollocks. Let's hear him justify it.
Absolutely. Aaron, time and again, this president has had an opportunity to condemn anti-Semitism. He had a chance to include Jews and Holocaust remembrers. He didn't. He had a chance to speak out against the desecration of Jewish cemeteries this weekend. He didn't. He had a chance to speak out against bomb threats against JCCs, and he didn't. Today, when he was forced, obviously by some staffers, because it came several news cycles after, he finally spoke out. Is our country so lower in its expectations of what to expect from a president that we are supposed to say, congratulations, Mr. President, you recognize anti-Semitism?
What? What are you talking about? Anti-Semitism is a form of hatred and discrimination against members of the Jewish faith or people of Jewish descent. Why didn't he do it sooner? As I see it, Trump is a more savvy politician and is waiting for the right moment. He's not the old Biden puppet who immediately after the slightest news runs to shout about it left and right. That's my opinion.
For those wanting to give the president a fair chance, you would have heard him condemn anti-Semitism. And I have his exact quote from the first time he was asked this question. He said, "I want peace in this country. I want to stop crime and long simmering racism." That sounds like a condemnation to me. But some people on the left are using the veil of anti-Semitism and the charge of anti-Semitism to further their own political causes. It's dangerous. I agree with Alan Dershowitz fully that we should not be loosely throwing this term around. And I've got to ask you straight on, so you think the president does not like Jews and is prejudiced against Jews? You think that about the president of the United States?
Okay, what you just said is true. Why are so many people jumping all over him for it? Because they need any lead they can get to sink him. It's simple envy and hatred of Trump. I think it's a disgrace and utter rubbish.
You bet. And do you know why? And wow is right, Kayleigh. Do you know why?
Does he hate his daughter? Does he hate his son?
You know what, Kayleigh? I am tired of commentators like you from the right trotting out his daughter, trotting out his son-in-law as talking points against the president's anti-Semitism. They are Jewish, but that is not a talking point against anti-Semitism, and that is a disgrace.
Let's dissect your statement.
Have you no ethics than to invoke people's religion as a talking point?
Let's make this a dialogue.
That itself is anti-Semitic.
Let's make this a dialogue instead of a monologue. Do you think the president dislikes his daughter?
Okay.
Answer the question. Answer, because you said he doesn't like Jews and his daughter's
I'm under no obligation to answer a curveball question.
Because you can't answer the question.
Because it's a nonsensical question based on nothing. You can't answer the question.
Okay.
Why didn't the president condemn anti-Semitism this weekend? Why did the president condemn anti-Semitism this weekend?
He's so stupid. He has shown himself to be weak by invoking stupid arguments he just made up. The fact that he couldn't answer Kayleigh's question and showed himself to be a weak and not really educated person is trivial, disgraceful.
What do you say to those among the Jewish community in the States and in Israel and maybe around the world who believe and feel that your administration is playing with xenophobia and maybe racist tones?
Well, I just want to say that we are, very honored by the victory that we had, 306 electoral college votes. We were not supposed to crack 220. You know that, right? There was no way to 221, but then they said there's no way to 270. And there's tremendous enthusiasm out there. I will say that we are going to have peace in this country. We are going to stop crime in this country. We are going to do everything within our power to stop long simmering racism and every other thing that's going on.
So, Kayleigh, when he's asked the question, he goes off for 20 seconds about his electoral college victory. Then he mentions racism. Later on, he does say, as for the Jewish people, I have a daughter. Does that do it for you?
Yes. Stopping crime and long simmering racism sounds like a condemnation. And Mr. Goldstein could not answer.
Call me
Could not
Stephen.
answer.
No, you can't
Stephen,
answer the
you could
question
not-
as to
you
why
won't
the.
let me finish.
You're right, because he
Let
talked
me
about the
finish.
Electoral College.
Stephen, let me finish.
Thank you, Kayleigh.
There is a flaw in your logical reasoning.
Oh, that's
you
lovely.
told me the first thing you said is the president dislikes Jews. The second thing you said when I asked, does he dislike his daughter? You
know
said,
what,
I don't have to
Kayleigh?
answer that
Kayleigh,
question.
That's very nice.
There's a flaw
That's very
in your
nice
reasoning.
for Breitbart
And
News,
you
but
are
not for
using-
CNN.
you
You
are
are using
using-
fake news arguments.
God, I can't look at that fool anymore. Doesn't he think he's overreacting and he's just burying himself already? I'm sure he got a lot of hate after that broadcast. He's talking about some rubbish about the president, and when we see him speak, it's the other way around. What do you think about that? Write your opinion in the comments and don't forget to watch other shocking news on the channel.